$600, and he won both the Westchester Classic and the Minnesota Classic. Golf Magazine's Professional Golfer of the Year, Mr. Frank Beard. Frank, good to have you with us, brother.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
You know, I read somewhere a while back that in the last 7 years, you've won something like $600,000. What have you done with all that money, Frank?
Well, I think the first thing you should ask is what my wife and Uncle Sam has done with it. I'm third in the race, I'll tell you that right now.
Between your wife and Uncle Sam, it'd be pretty difficult to pick the winner out of those two,
That's
right?
for sure, Joe. They're running dead heat.
But you really had a great career so far, and so far, last 7 years, 600,000. I'd say it was a pretty good career. But you really wanted to be a baseball player, not even a golfer, right?
Well, I think probably when I started, I was like any other kid, and especially when I started, even though I don't want to date myself as such, golly, golf wasn't even in vogue then. And I played baseball and basketball. Of course, my brother played a lot of basketball, and my first love was actually baseball, or basketball as it comes, and golf really wasn't even in the picture.
Right, well, your brother was All-American.
Yes, he was.
Right?
He played at the University of Kentucky. He was All-American from 49 through 52.
This past year, with winning the most money on the tour, what was the pressure like, particularly when the race was close between you and Dave Hill? Did it make each putt a little longer?
Well, I think probably the pressure never even entered into the picture till, my gosh, October or November. I never even thought about me being #1 money winner. And then all of a sudden I was there, and I was just playing my regular game, and I was still there, and nobody was making any move at me. And then the papers pick it up, the sports writers pick it up, and about October, November, then I started to feel it a little bit, and I started to watch Dave Hill. I never watched anybody but myself before, and I started watching Dave to see what he was going to do. And
well, in the past 10 years, the leading money winner has always been either Palmer, Nicklaus, or Casper. Did they consider you sort of an upstart coming in there and taking their money?
Well, I would say it was, as far as the sports writers and the public was concerned, it was kind of like the Jets coming in for the Super Bowl, you see. As far as I was concerned, maybe I felt like I might have been there anyway.
How do you feel being up here, with a big football player? I know all the golfers are big football fans, and you follow all the games. I understand you might even make a wager once in a while.
Well, we bet a little bit, but we don't have any commissioners looking down our throat right now.
That's another point I want to make. Do you believe in gambling? Do you think it should be legalized for the athlete as long as he doesn't bet on himself or bet against himself?
Well, Joe, I have two feelings. First, I've come out in print, and I still believe it to this day, that a young boy starting in golf should definitely gamble. I gambled on my golf game. I bet every penny I ever had in my pocket, and I feel like that it put me into the most pressurized place that I could be. It made me work. It made me, my gosh, I learned to get it up, down out of a ball washer, I'll tell you that right now. And I learned to play because when I lost, I went home crying. And as a result now, when I get into a pressurized place, I know exactly how to react. As far as betting on or yourself or against it, obviously that answers itself. I don't think you should or you shouldn't, but I don't think a man should be condemned for betting on an athletic contest.
Right. I believe in gambling. I believe in betting on games. I wish I could. I think it'd be a lot more fun to sit home and watch a football game on television between Kansas City and Oakland if I could have bet the game. But not being able to bet, it takes a little something away from it. But the people that run the sport, they're in a bind too, because you're always going to come across, if there's one individual that tarnishes the image of professional sports, if there's one individual that bets on himself and blows it or tries to blow it, then it's going to ruin the whole deal. So I guess they have to have the rule to, try and keep the game above suspicion.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
But even though I don't agree with it, I guess they have to have it.
But you couldn't determine who was going to win the Kansas City Oakland game anyway, so it didn't make any difference.
No, but I got an idea who's going to